Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nobodies podcast.
Two nobodies talking absolute nonsense for an extended period of time.
So I'm gonna have to jump straight into it this week, Dave, because I am having like just a shit week to be completely honest with you.
Okay, mate. What's happened?
So it started. It's not even this week. It started last.
When did these dreams start?
It started last week. So last Saturday. Saturday just gone, like my car broke down. So I've had an issue with my car.
It's shit.
It's not shit. Like when it's working, it's tight as a drum. Like it's perfect. But I've had it 10 years now. So and because I don't look after it, because I don't get it I look after it in the sense I get it an MOT every year, but I don't get it serviced. I don't look under the bonnet. I can't be arsed. And the only time
It's a weird flex. I did say that to you before. Go on.
The only time I open the bonnet is to put coolant, oil, or windscreen fluid.
In case you break a nail.
Yeah. You've got very delicate nails.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Go on, carry on.
But yeah, so they started on Saturday. So it's had like a niggling issue for months, and I've just ignored it. Just found a workaround.
Right.
So when you start the car up, when it's a cold morning, or just in general, really, in the morning, like the first start of the day, unless you blip the throttle to give it an extra few revs, it will just cut out
to get the oxygen in.
Yeah, to get the oxygen in. Yeah, it would just cut out. So my dad was over on Saturday because my MOT was due on the Monday. So my dad was over on the Saturday, and I thought he wanted me to show him what happens. So I started it up and just let it do its thing and let it die. And then I did it again to show him again, and then the third time's the charm. It wouldn't start, so my car wouldn't start. It was due to MOT on Monday. My car wouldn't start. It wouldn't jump, so we couldn't jump start it. It just wouldn't go.
Like fully dead.
Yeah. It would try. It wasn't like a battery or anything. Like you turn it over and it would try. And if you did it long enough, it would kind of go, and then it would just wouldn't start. Like it wouldn't fire. So I had to get it. Lucky enough, I got breakdown cover, so I had to get it towed to the fucking garage on Monday morning.
Silver lining, yeah.
So I had to get it towed to the garage. This lovely lad came and picked it up today, put it in the back of his lorry. Like, really nice guy. It's such a small world. So me and my mum and my dad and Crystal went to see Michael McIntyre in Eastbourne.
It sounds like the beginning of the song Vindaloo, doesn't it?
Yeah. My mum and dad.
We're off to Vindaloo.
And a bucket of Vindaloo.
Vindaloo. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
And so lovely lad, like I said, about 18 months ago or a year ago, me, my mum and my dad and Crystal went to see Michael McIntyre in Eastbourne.
Yeah.
And we were talking about comedians, and then he was talking about Jimmy Carr, and I said, I went and saw Michael McIntyre down in Eastbourne. He was like, shut up.
Did he go for Wessex?
Yeah, it was in this theatre where you've got 500 different entrances. I was like, yeah. I was there as well.
Nice.
I was like, it was so fucking random. It's such a small world. Obviously, we would never have crossed paths. He was just another one of another face there that evening.
Yeah.
But it was just so random, how small the world is.
Yeah, it is sometimes, mate. It is very small.
But it was a lovely lad. Towed me to the garage. My dad's car was due for its MOT on the Monday as well, so he was already down there.
Yeah.
Down at the garage. So get it down there, roll it off the back of the lorry and park it up at some absurd angle.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously my dad does his thing and gets his car all MOT'd. He's at one point I've had to take the trays off my dad's car so he can scrape off all the oil. He's got a little oil leak, and obviously
I know how that feels. The BM's like that, yeah.
So it's MOT practitioners. I suppose that's probably not the right word.
No, I think it is. Yeah, it's something along those lines.
MOT
technicians,
yeah.
Yeah, it's MOT technicians.
They don't like seeing oil on cars.
No, because they get it all over their hands.
Yeah. They like it on the inside of the engine, not on the outside.
Yeah.
So my dad got all good. Got his car sorted out, and went through a flying colour. So we get my car on the ramp. So me and my dad and the mechanic. So my car's not
Vindaloo
light.
song again.
Yeah, Vindaloo. so my car is not light. It's a bit. It's a VW Golf. It's not light. It's a great car.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of manoeuvre it so it's in the right position, and obviously we've then got to push it down a slight incline and then obviously up a slight incline to get it onto the ramp. So my dad's in his 70s, our mechanic's probably in his 60s, you've got me, and we're all just doing it. It's and we've got to push this car, and we've got to do it in one go, otherwise we've got to push it all the way back and then start again. And so we're pushing this car onto the fucking ramp, finally get it up there, without it going off the other end, and then so we he's got a rough idea. Obviously, he's a mechanic. He's been doing it for God knows how many. He's got a rough idea of what he thinks it is.
Yeah,
So
of course. Yeah.
So we changed the spark plugs, and that doesn't make a difference.
Well, it will, just not for that thing.
Yeah. Obviously, in the long run,
for the running of the car.
In the long run, it will make a difference. Like, 'cause I've had the car 10 years. I've never changed the oil filter. I've never changed the air filter. I've never changed the fuel filter.
Weird flex.
I've never changed the spark plugs.
Never done anything.
So I've been very lucky that my car has only started to kind of disintegrate in the last 18 months. So I've done well.
That's what happens generally. So
German
you've just got to keep on top of it. Yeah, German engineering.
German engineering.
Yeah. The only car I've ever owned that's ever had an oil leak
is the one you got now.
Is the BMW, the one I got now. Yeah. And I've had 6 cars. The only one that's had an oil leak is that one.
Yeah, you obviously got to know. It was a bad German engineer.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
You got Franz instead of I don't know, Hector. That did your particular car, but so we get it going, and I could, to be fair, I could have driven it away that day, but I would have had the same issue. So it was just better off leaving it there. Yeah. So my dad's driving me home before he goes home, and I call the missus and say, "Christopher, my car's still in the garage. We think it's a temperature sensor. I need to get it changed. So nothing major." And so I'm on the phone.
Temp sensor.
Temperature sensor.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that's what you said.
Yeah,
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, temperature.
Right, okay, yeah.
Temperature sensor. Temperature sensor. So,
next to the microwave.
The microwave. so I call the missus and like, "Christopher, I'm on my way home now. The car needs to be in for a couple of days. Mechanic's off tomorrow. He's going to work on it on Wednesday. Blah 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 blah." And she's like, "Well, I've got an issue with my car. My window wiper at the back has stopped working. My cigarette lighter stopped working, and the blowers in the car stopped working, so I can't demist the car." I was like, "For fuck's sake!"
All at once.
All at once, yeah. All at once.
So do you reckon that might be linked by one, because it's such a small car? Do you reckon it's all linked to the same wire? It's got to be an electrical fault.
It must be. It's either like a starter motor of some description, or because we check the fuse and it's not a fuse. So we're not 100% sure. But like I say, so the whole plan
in the dead of winter.
Yeah. So the whole plan is I need to use her car until my car's back. And then obviously she can have her car. And look, like, listen, the day before, that morning, that morning her car was perfect. And then she went and picked the kids up from school, and it's like fucked. Yeah. So I still had to use it, but it's just been a fucking nightmare. So I've not been able to see out the rear window for the last 3 days because I can't demist it. Like, I've got a towel in the car so that when I'm driving, because obviously it's rainy, it's the rainy season at the moment. Yeah. So I'm constantly, like, during the day it's not too bad. You can still kind of see, but like, driving home from work of an evening. Fuck me! I'm literally, I'm like this every 30 seconds, just wiping the windscreen. Like, it's a joke.
That's proper sketchy.
Like, I went out there the other day because I had to take the kids to school and her sister to work, and we random, like the day before, raining, and then this day randomly had a frost.
Yeah.
So and obviously I can't defrost the fucking window. So we're scraping inside and out to get the ice off, to get the fucking ice off the windscreen. I've
inside and out.
Yeah, I've been driving for like, I don't know, 15 years. Well, no, I passed when I was let's say 20. Yeah, I've been driving 15 years now.
Yeah.
In that whole time, I've never had to defrost the inside of a windscreen.
You've clearly never had a car that's shitting off. Because I've had to do that a few times.
Oh, it's just like it was such a pain in the arse. And then so a couple of days later after that, or a day after that, so like I come home from work and then I'm about to do dinner. Yeah. Open the freezer to get some bits and bobs out for the kids' dinner and what have you. And it's like this chicken nugget's a bit squishy. And I'd noticed a couple of days beforehand that like all the packaging like on like the shelf, but like we got like an ice cream shelf for all the kids. Damp. No, it wasn't a bit damp. So we've got like, you've got like your normal kind of like open tray thing in the freezer, and then you've got like 3 or 4 shelves depending on how big your freezer is. Yeah. And so we've got a 4-drawer freezer because we're very posh.
Very nice.
Very nice. And and I noticed the other day because we got like the top drawer is like ice creams and for like the kids and like ice cream and sorbet and what have you.
Yeah.
And then you've got sorbet.
Talking about being posh.
Yeah. Lemon sorbet, darling. Admittedly, it's from Lidl. So it's not like it's from like Waitrose or Fortnum & Mason. So we're not quite up there.
No.
We're not earning that much.
Not yet.
Not yet. No. Hopefully this kicks off and we can. And, we'll have a Fortnum & Mason basket sat here to really show we're earning more.
This week's sponsor
Yeah, that'd be a good sponsor.
Yeah, would it? Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming so. Like all the posh people and the rich people have Fortnum and Mason. I'm assuming it's good.
Yeah, that's exactly why me and you would never have that.
Because we don't know what it is.
We're
we're just common as muck.
That we don't give a shit.
No, no. But a couple of days beforehand, like I'd noticed on like the lower drawers where you've got like your chicken nuggets, like the packages were like a little bit sticky, and like that's a bit odd. That's a bit weird. Don't know what that could be. And then like so we opened the freezer and like this chicken nugget's a bit squishy. Oh, that looks a bit de-iced. And I'd noticed like even like a week before then, like Connor had got me like a Calippo out of the freezer, and I was like, Connor, why is that like a bit like soft? Like it's not like fully kind of like frozen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm 14. Like,
you were asking a teenager
yeah.
a question.
He's like, I don't know. Why are you fucking asking me that for?
Well, you just ask him. You can ask him anything. What's 1 times 2? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What's the meaning of life? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It'd be the same answer.
What did you do today? Oh no.
Did you wash your bollocks?
Oh no. Oh no. So we by our powers of deduction, we realised that the fucking freezer doesn't work. So
freezer has left the chat.
The freezer has left the chat. Yeah. It's just like I know they say things happen in freeze. Like my car, the missus's car, and now the fucking freezer. So I'm fucking sat there like with the missus. We're fucking comparing fucking. Fridge freezers on curries. Luckily enough, I've got a curries account, so
this is adult life.
So I could just order one. But it's just like such a ball ache. It's like her mum comes over and like salvages as much as she can to go put in her freezer.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
I mean, chicken is a no-go.
It's a no-go.
Chicken is a no-go. Chicken and pork is in fish. Not that you would have fish. You don't like fish.
I like fish. I like fish. It's one of the few things that I like, and the missus and the kids don't. So I can't have it.
Oh right, you and me both. Oh, we'll have to go for a fish dinner then.
Fish dinner. Yeah.
We'll take each other out on a date. We'll have candles and everything.
Yeah.
And then we'll send them pictures.
Yeah, we'll go somewhere posh.
Yeah. Obviously, we'll have white wine because you don't have white wine with fish.
Yeah, you do. I don't drink wine, but
you fucking will be if you're on a date with me, you cunt.
Fish is
proper. Do it proper, don't we?
Do it proper, bruv. But it's just like, but who's going to be the big spoon? Because I'd imagine going off topic, I'd imagine myself as a top, not a bottom.
Well, I'd imagine you as a bottom because you're full of shit.
Fair point. I'll take that on board. But it's just like, how's your luck? Like, it's just so frustrating when, like I say, it's just being an adult. That's all it is.
It is, mate.
It's just adult.
You think
life.
you're on top of it,
yeah,
and then this big swinging hammer, like Wrecking Ball from Miley Cyrus. Comes in like a straight in the nuts. You know, like you stepped on a rake and smacked yourself in the head or something.
Or like Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's the adult life. Ding, ding, ding. That's adult life. It's like freezer, car. You know.
Oh, it's just like adulting's hard. I hate adulting.
It is. It really is. Yeah, they don't prepare you for it, do they?
No, but at the same time, like it's like adult. Obviously, like you know, all joking aside, like adulting is hard. Like life in general is hard. Like I appreciate that that we have got it. No, like my family, your family, everyone that we know, has not got it anywhere near as hard as some people out there. There's some people they can't even put a loaf of bread on the table, that they're just clutching at straws.
Yeah.
So I take on board that.
Or sleeping on straw.
Or sleeping on straw. So I take on board that there's a lot of people that can't just go on curries and just order a fridge freezer. All in all, spend like £500 on a fridge freezer with taking it away and installing it, taking it all away and installing blah blah blah. So I get that, and I am lucky that I've got a curries account and I haven't got to pay for it for 9 months. But at the same time, it's still fucking irritating.
It's still annoying, yeah. And also the saying is it's all relative.
Yeah,
so you only know your life, how you've been brought up, and Western world values. That's all you know. You don't know, the values of being brought up in, I don't know, the Sahara somewhere.
Timbuktu
or whatever.
Is that a real
you don't
place?
know that. You don't. Yes, it is actually a real place. I think it's in South Africa. I'm not sure.
Because it's one of those places, isn't it? It's a bit like buck nowhere.
Yeah, except for this is an actual place.
That's your place, yeah.
It's all relative, is the saying, because you only know your life. So yes, indeed, you do have a better life than little Mo in the Sudan. However,
little Mo.
it's short for Mohammed, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm guessing so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a name that would be around that area, I think.
Well, yeah.
I'd assume. I don't know, but yeah, little Mo, he only knows his life, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. So yeah, you are right, but at the same time, but talking about you know, having a hard life and things like that, our government.
Oh yeah.
Seems to think that
the British Gov.
Yeah, seems to think.
Do you remember back in the sorry to quickly interject? Do you remember back in the day when we used to be like massive Halo 3 fans? And do you remember on the old Xbox 360 you could have like multiple, so you would get like 3 or 4 like online accounts that you could create.
Yeah.
And I remember once like we had some gamer tags that I won't mention on this that are.
I mean, one of them horse aids.
Yeah. There was like
because it said you've been killed by, didn't it?
Yeah. It said
yeah. So insert name there, really.
Yeah, we had some. We had some. So yeah, like, they wouldn't be PC now. Like, you know, this was like the early 2000s.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. We wouldn't get into America.
No, we definitely wouldn't. But obviously, online gaming like then was like, obviously you had loads of people in Europe playing it, but like Halo was massive in America.
Of course, yeah.
And one of us had a gamer tag called I think it wasn't I think it was the British Gov.
Yeah.
Like GUV, the British Gov. You've been killed by the British Gov. It was so random and stupid, but we were like 15, 16 or like 17 thinking, oh, we're so cool.
Politically and grammatically incorrect.
Oh, it was just like, but then to be fair, I think I had the worst one, fucking Spartan Ninja.
Yeah.
It was so cringe.
Yeah, but you say that, but then a lot of the names are like that now, aren't they? We've seen some real crap names. I mean, playing Call of Duty recently.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some of them are quite funny. I mean, I can't remember. You know, what was on? We saw one the other day that we found quite funny. I can't remember what it was.
I see so many. Like I'm pretty sure I saw one that was. I'm like, there's so many random ones. Like I've seen like someone called Sausage, and I'm pretty sure I'm 99% certain I saw one recently, and it was fucking Jim will fix it.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one.
It's like, for fuck's sake.
It was like you really wanted to hate it, but it was so funny. It was. I've seen one was like the clap. And that, like, but if that was on Halo, that'd be even funnier. It said, "You've been killed by the clap." Well, many people have.
No, well, I don't think. Has anyone been killed by the clap?
Probably pre-penicillin.
Yeah, maybe. I suppose I've never had it. I'm aware of. No. So I suppose it would be.
Well, me neither.
Yeah. So I thought it was just like an antibiotic. You take up a course of antibiotics, and your dick or fanny's better. And you can go.
Yeah, that's true. That's
go back to your business again.
Antibiotics haven't been around that long, have they? Really?
No,
I'd argue VDs.
100 years?
Yeah, I'd argue venereal disease has probably been around slightly longer.
Is that venereal disease?
That's what it's called, isn't it? VD.
I think
but
so.
But then wouldn't that make it viral? I don't know. The point is that yes, people probably have died of it pre-penicillin.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe the cock fell off.
Maybe.
Went all green and mouldy. But anyway,
maybe that's what happened to Henry VIII.
He got gout, didn't he? I don't know. I don't really understand gout.
I think he was suffering from a massive case of being a bit of a cunt, really, if I'm honest. I think that was his main problem. On top of having a suit of armour made to look like he had a massive cock. Which
what with the old cod piece?
Yeah, maybe he had a bit of Hitler going on there, and he had to overcompensate.
Or the old micro penis, a little tiny specimen.
The little cocktail sausage. But yeah, anyway, going back to what I was saying about the government, our government.
Talking about cunts.
Talking about cunts. There's a few of them in there. Yeah. More than there used to be, funnily enough. I don't know how you feel about this, right?
See, I never used to be into politics, and I suppose it's.
Well, me neither. But obviously, we're talking about being an adult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You kind of have to skim over it or pay some kind of attention to it.
100%.
Because obviously, it's in your world. It's in your world and your worldview and your day to day.
Yeah, it is. So, and I suppose the trouble with politics, like I said, I'm a lot more invested than I was when I was like 22, 25, for example.
Yeah.
but like I said, I suppose I've got kids now, so I suppose you're more invested in what your government is doing, because although I don't necessarily believe for the most part that their manifestos, obviously they affect everyone, but I never believe.
I always look at a manifesto. Sorry to interject. I always look at a manifesto like a concept car at the Tokyo Motor Show.
Yeah.
It comes out, it looks absolutely banging, and then they make it. It looks nothing like it. That is a manifesto, particularly in Britain.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do, and then don't do it.
Yeah. It's just all like, it's hard.
This is what we can do.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I suppose.
Of course it is.
As much as politicians, get a bad rap, rightly, because they do make some fucking stupid decisions.
Well, yeah. Once we get back round to my point, I'm going to go into that.
They do make stupid things, but I suppose at the same time, if you've got ultimately, so Labour at the moment, they've got 400 MPs, give or take.
I'm not sure.
Something like that, maybe less than that. So somewhere between, because I think they need. I'm pretty sure, because I think in total there's 600 and something MPs in total,
right?
Or seats in Parliament, something like that. And I think
I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not going to sit here and say I know the exacts, but I know obviously to have a majority leadership, you need to have. I think it might be 380 maybe somewhere between 350 and obviously you've got to have over half. So obviously if it's 600, for example, let's to make it a round number, if there's 600 seats in Parliament, to have a majority party, obviously you would need 301, but obviously at the same time you would then have 300 in different parties that are just going to outvote you ultimately, because you're never going to get anything through. So you need to have, I think, to really kind of do what you want to do, you need 400 odd seats in Parliament.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So a majority.
Obviously,
which is obviously where the term comes from, a majority
vote.
So
obviously you need a majority, but I suppose at the same time, it's very easy, to sit in our armchairs and be like, oh, well, I'd do something different, or I wouldn't do this. But I suppose when you consider you've got obviously the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, you've got Reform now, and all the other little the Green Party, the Liberal Democrats, that all take seats off each other.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you've got there's 70 million people in the UK.
Yeah.
Let's round
Give
it.
Or take, yeah.
Yeah. Let's round it down to say there's 20 million kids or under the voting age of what is it 18 now or 16?
I'm not sure, they moved it down.
Let's say it's still 18. I think it might be 16.
Which is sketchy in itself, because I believe it's Labour that's moved it down, right?
Yeah, no 16-year-olds should be voting on the country.
The thing is, the thing is, this is where they've been. I wouldn't say clever, but actually the word I would use is snidey. Because that's clever, but being you're being clever, but you're actually an arsehole. So you're being snidey. So they've moved it down because obviously kids are more likely to vote Labour, because Labour are now left leaning. So when we were younger, it was for the workers and the miners, not miners as in children, miners as in people that dig up
down
coal.
The mines.
Yeah, and it's for them, and it's for the working man.
The working class, yeah.
So,
whereas now it's for the left woke bellends.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's been rebranded, and that started with Tony Blair.
Yeah. But like I said,
that transition started with Tony Blair.
Yeah.
But that's the point. So the reason why that's again not clever, snidey, is because you are more likely to vote Labour as a young adult than you are Conservative, because your Conservative views only come into play as you get older and you realise things like us, where you've got to get your cars sorted and a fridge freezer, and you're in life and you can see things for what they are. When you're a child, you can't. You've got rose tinted glasses.
No, I appreciate that. But like I said, but the crux of my point effectively is no government are ever going to get it right. No government are ever going to be able.
Oh no, you're always going to piss someone off.
Because ultimately, like I said, actually, if you've got 50 million voting age people, I appreciate nowhere near that many people vote. But even if 20 million people voted, for example, then you could have 10 million that have voted for Labour, 7 million that have voted for Conservatives, and then the other 3 million dotted about the other ones. Then you've still got 10 million people that don't agree with what Labour are trying to do, and vice versa. If it's the Tories that get in, like, you're going to have loads of people that don't agree and think, the Tories are, they're far right, they're this, they're that, they don't care about us. Like, at the end of the day, in my opinion, like politicians talk bollocks all the time. Like, it's just the whole point of being a politician is to lie. Like, you tell people what, they say what people want to hear, and they say things in a way where they're saying, we're not going to do that, but they spin it so that it sounds like, so that they're almost like so I used to listen to LBC
It's
a lot.
game, isn't it?
Of course it's a game. And I appreciate it's a hard game.
But it always has been.
Yeah.
And the only thing that changed is obviously Labour didn't exist, that. There was never, like, there wasn't really a party to represent the working people until, until sort of quite a bit into the formation of the parliament in England, and the only reason why that happened is to stop revolution. Yeah. That they went, oh well, we better give the peasants a little bit of a vote, because otherwise they're just going to kill us all, or they're just going to uprise. And because obviously it started with the peasants uprising, which is wrongly named anyway, because the peasants' revolt wasn't peasants; it was people that were in the army that were pissed off of not being paid.
Yeah.
So they weren't peasants; they were soldiers. So that again, and again, it's down to the wording, yeah? And same with law. Law is there to protect. For example...
Oh, laws are like the bollocks.
For example, you take someone, a middle class or upper class person from Oxted, we grew up in Oxted.
Yeah, driving their Chelsea tractors.
Oh yeah, this kind of guy, drives out, goes skiing in April, that kind of guy. And couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag, right?
Has a Porsche in the garage.
Right. So the point is that you step to them, and you beat him up. You are going to. If you have a physical altercation with this kind of guy, he's going to fold. And so these laws and they're all there to protect them. Government, parliament, it's all there. This construct is there to keep a foot on your head.
Yeah.
To keep you just above water, then under for most of the time. Then they let you up for a bit of air. Then they put their foot on your head again. It's all there for that reason.
I saw like the bollocks.
So the only reason Labour existed in the first place is to stop revolution, because they saw what was happening around the world. Sorry to carry on. And they went, oh, we better take notes here. And we better start doing, giving the lesser man a say, or we're going to end up like France. And it almost happened.
The yellow. What were they weren't the yellow jackets, were they? What were they? Like a couple of years ago, where the French they had their high vises on, and they literally protested every Sunday for about fucking 12 weeks.
Oh, the French won't have it, mate.
Oh,
they listen.
I'm not a fan of the French. But when they want to get something done, they answer with their feet.
Yeah, and they do, and that's the reason why they tell you if you're going to go for a holiday, for example, you put your VPN in France and you look at holidays from there, because they won't overpay, son. No. Neither will the Germans. No. They will not overpay for a holiday. Whereas if you go and search for a holiday in England, it'll be about 1,500 quid. If you change it to France, it'll be 700. All day.
It's just ridiculous.
Because they won't do it. They will not pay it. They will not be taking the piss out of.
No.
And that's the thing. And that's what's, anyway, I'm sort of going a bit down a rabbit hole here, but that's the main crux of it. That's what's happened. It's all that. It's a construct. It's a game. It's cat and mouse.
Yeah, but it's all geared up. Like I said, I might be wrong, but from what I can see with my own eyes, like it just seems all geared up for the for the rich and powerful. Like for example, like my mum and dad.
It still is though. Even after the revolution, even after the revolution in France, where they're a republic or whatever, same as America, where they're all meant to be equal.
Yeah.
Are they?
No.
Are they really though?
No.
Right.
I get.
It's not. It's all. And the same thing happened in Russia. When they had their revolution there, and they went
and killed the Tsars.
And they killed the Tsars, and they went to the Soviet regime, and they were all supposed to be equal, and all had the same cars, and so fuck did that happen? There was still some cunt that was super rich. Because humans are flawed.
Yeah, of course we are.
Socialism doesn't work.
I don't believe socialism works. I don't believe communism works.
Being perfect doesn't work. We're talking about being an anti-hero a minute ago.
Yeah.
No, it's just a normal human being. You're not perfect. You cannot be perfect. No. It's an impossibility.
Like I said before we started recording, we were talking about anti-heroes and everyone loves an anti-hero, someone that kind of doesn't cross the line on either side, but kind of walks that fine line in the middle.
Nuanced. is the word. A character, a complex individual. I mean, you look at every individual that's worth a fuck in history, they've all got a dark side. They've all got something wrong with them. You know, Churchill, fantastic. And you hear, oh, yeah, but he was a racist. Yeah, of course he was. But
that was the
back
time.
then, it wasn't looked at it in that way because they weren't thinking about that. No. Yeah, then you can't view it through a modern lens, but people do. Yeah, obviously, that's because they're fucking retarded.
Going back to like I said, I feel that everything is geared up to support the establishment, the rich person. Like if you've got money, you can like I said, unless you, to a certain degree, murder someone or you do anything to do with kids. Like most of the time, like money will buy you out of it. Like for example, so my mum and dad, my dad got a speeding fine, a speeding ticket, like driving from my house back to Hastings, and like literally like the week before the road was a 40. And then there was no signs, no nothing, no markings on the road to say that they changed it to a 30. So obviously, my dad's been driving up and down this road for years now, whether it would be going to work or every fucking Sunday to come and see, my family, and have dinner.
Yeah, I mean, how long have you been where you are now?
Well, I've been there for like 13 years, and they've been down in Hastings for like 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
So and this road has always been a 40. Yeah. And like so they got this ticket through. They got this death threat through from
yeah. Again, another government thing, but
from Hastings Police saying you were speeding. Yeah. We're gonna 3 points and a fucking £1 million fine, whatever it is nowadays. And my dad my dad loves a day in court. Like he loves it. Yeah. Like it gets him out of bed in the morning. Like he loves it. And especially if he's right. So my mum, like bless her heart, she like.
But isn't everyone a little bit like that? Yeah. Like if you're right, and because they take glee in it. You know, we were talking about the parking cunt. I don't know what they're called. What they're called?
Traffic wardens.
Traffic wardens. That's what. We were talking about them the other week. Parking cunt. Well, it's a good term for this particular one, anyway.
Yeah.
And how they're taking glee in it. You know, and people that are in. Sorry to interject. People that are in government as well are also like that. Yeah. They love it. Yeah. They get a rise. They get a semi out of it. But sorry.
But this is the thing. So my mum like trawled the internet and she got fucking. My mum got fucking receipts. Like she found the exact bit of road, and she found she saw that it was she screenshotted that there was no road markings. Like the 40 had just been crossed out, but there was no change of signs, no nothing at all. Yeah. So they lo and behold, the justice system, or the magistrates or whatever it is that deal with these kind of things. They tried to put my dad off, and they said to my dad, give us, what dates can't you do? With the idea, my dad was like, well, if I tell them dates,
poker now, is it? Calling his bluff. Yeah. They loved that, didn't they?
Mr. Barber, what days can't you come to court?
And then they lean in like this.
And my dad knowing full well that if he says, well, I can't go there on the 27th, for example, a few weeks later, your court case is on the 27th. Oh, you can't make it. Well, you weren't there, so we're gonna do you. My dad was like, no, I'm retired, mate. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me there, I'll be there. Yeah. And then they cancelled they said they put the date in, and then like a week before they cancelled it. Yeah. They cancelled it. So my dad thought, no, fuck you. I'm going. I don't trust you. I'm going down the court. So my mum and dad. My mum took a day off work, so they rocked up down the court, sat in the reception, and my dad spoke to the receptionist and was like, I was due to have a court appearance today about a speeding fine. You guys cancelled it. I don't trust you, so I'm here. Yeah. Like, I've got all this evidence. Like, I believe I'm in the right. Like, you're taking the piss. Because they tried to do my dad, because you got to fill the form, don't you, say, who was the person driving? So my dad filled that all out and sent it back, and they tried doing him, they tried finding him extra money, saying, well, you didn't send the form back. He was like, well, I fucking did. It's recorded delivery, mate. I did send it. And like, so he got there.
And it's all to scare you.
It's all a joke.
You will do as you it's authoritarianism. It's a joke. Which is on the rise. At the moment, which again in a minute when we circle back, I'll cover that. It's the authoritarianism that we said we would never have. We don't want it. It was in the Third Reich. It's been in all these places. It's been in the Soviet Union. Yeah. We don't want authoritarianism. No. Yeah. Thank you very much. But there you go with that. There, like, just the pressure and stuff. Luckily. He's kind of like, well, no, fuck you. I'm like that as well. I get these calls saying, if you don't do this, we're going to do this to you. And I'm like, well, go on then.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I love to goad someone because I'm like, we'll try it.
Yeah. You used the perfect word earlier, snidey.
Yeah.
Right. You used the perfect word. Right. So they go to the court, and they were so fucking snidey because like this guy, like, because this guy looks over. Looks over the documents and he's like, yeah, you know, you've pretty much got a slam dunk there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you know, this will be, you know, we'll you know, we'll rearrange.
Don't like it.
We'll rearrange another court date, and you know, yeah, like this was like the I suppose like the judge, maybe. Obviously, he's not a barrister. It's not that kind of court.
No, but they all have to be versed in law, don't they?
But effectively, this guy said to my mum and dad, like, yeah, you know, like this is open and closed, like, you know, quite clearly, you know, they've got nothing on you.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be fine. Like, it'll be waved away. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then so they get a fresh court date for my mum and dad go down there, and yeah, so they and they just point. It's just so fucking bollocks. They basically just point blank said, yeah, no, bollocks. Like, this is a 30. Fucking accept it. We don't care about your evidence. We're going to drop the extra fine about you not sending the form back, because we got that. We know we got that. You know, don't worry about that. But we're still going to fine you and give you 3 points on your license. And it's just like, how do you fucking win? Listen, my mum had a pack of evidence to counter what they were saying, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, you've wound us. You've wound us up now. We're going to make an example of
this.
you.
Is the problem, mate, and this is what they're doing at the moment. They're doing all these little laws. Okay, they're doing it right. They're doing it with the violence against women. You know, rightly so to a degree, but stuff like that. You know, they're doing it to all these little things that they're sneaking in. Like we were saying about how we thought that the normalisation of the LGBTQ plus community, we don't think is right. But again, they're pushing that and they won't have it. They're changing all these little laws and stuff.
Yeah.
It also, again, it started with Tony Blair, and they're just changing these. And that is exactly what they're doing. And it is authoritarianism, and it needs to stop. This online thing where you can't, you know, getting rid of free speech on it. Well, it's hate speech, and therefore it's a criminal offence. No, it's not. It's free speech, and it's been in this country since the fucking Magna Carta, you cunt.
Yeah, no,
so don't give me that shit. Do you want another Magna Carta? Do you want a revolution or what? Because this authoritarianism needs to stop, mate. It's an absolute joke. Which circling back, because this is what I'm going to circle back to now. The Tories, they sacked a guy, didn't they, today?
Yeah.
His name's escaping me.
Robert Jenrick or something?
Something along those lines, because he was going to defect to Reform.
Like secretly defect to Reform. Yeah.
And again, I can't remember the lady politician's name, but
Kemi Badenoch. She's the Tory party.
Kemi Badenoch. There you go. Tory it's only because I skim read it, because again, I dip in and out. But it's, you know, from the outside looking in, I'm like, you know, she said, "Oh, the people are fed up with this unrest," and I was like, no, actually, I quite like seeing you squirm. I'm not done, mate. No, I like this unrest, because until you start doing things right, and until you stop this authoritarianism, and you stop trying to force people into, you know, things like that with the ULEZ and stuff like that, until you stop changing these laws and then just doing things like they did to your dad, but they're like, actually, no, mate, fuck you, this is how it is, when it clearly isn't. I want to see you uncomfortable. I want to see you squirm, mate. I'm fed up with you, yeah? Just stop it. Give it a rest, yeah? And start doing things that actually count, and start changing things and start doing things, you know, air quotes, normally, and stop all this absolute craziness that's going on. You know, just you know, and I'm talking across the board here with all this stuff like that with your dad, the ULEZ, the normalisation of LGBTQ plus to the extreme. Obviously, it needs to be to, you know, the misogyny lessons in class, the trying to say that the equal pay, which again to a degree with men and women, depending on what it is, obviously, fine. But obviously, if someone turns out to be physically better at something, then why in the fuck should you get the same amount of money? So it just needs to stop. It's absolute bedlam.
Yeah, but I suppose that kind of circles back to my point that I said earlier, circling back to the point.
If that don't become a T-shirt at some point,
certified nobody, circling back.
It's just circle, like round and round the garden,
round and round the mulberry bush. but I suppose it circles back to what I said, like with regards to trouble is like you can't please everyone. Everyone
no, but what you can do is try and be as neutral as possible. accountable
but
and not
that
stare someone blankly in the
doesn't
face and
exist
say,
anymore.
your evidence is bollocks, it's a 30. When it's not. No, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I understand that and I agree. You know, you will fuck someone off. You can't please everyone.
No.
You can't be friends with everyone. That's what Mum used to say to me. It's one of Mum's saying. You can't be friends with everyone, Dave. It's true. There's always one
It's a good thing no one wanted to be friends with you, then, isn't it?
Yeah, well, let me fuck everyone anyway, including you. But you know, you just can't.
No,
You're chasing your tail if
Yeah,
you're
of
doing
course you are.
You know, because there's always that person who's jealous for whatever reason, because that's the main cause is jealousy, or you know they're a bit thick and they just want to belittle you because you know just want to belittle you. Yeah, but you get it a lot with the builders. You know, we you know you could read between the lines. You know who I'm talking about when I talk about those kinds of people. We know them. We grew up with them.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones that look at you like this, and you can just see behind their eyes. I touched on this last week, where they're just trying to cunt you off, and I can see it. And I'm being the bigger man because I'm thinking, you have nothing, mate. You're just trying to cunt me off because you want to feel good.
Yeah.
But you carry on, son, because I know what you really are.
You fill your boots, sweetheart.
Yeah, I know what you really are, you fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
You're some fucking packet sniffing, fucking woman beating wanker.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some of them that aren't like that are still cunts, but yeah. But yeah, so I suppose we better get on to the subject of Stranger Things.
Well, yeah.
And I said was it the last pod?
Yeah, last bit, yeah.
There's a link between Steve Harrington and Steve Stifler, and I've just found out earlier in my own mind.
I'm intrigued because I don't. To be fair, when I'm watching stuff, I don't generally complete. Like I said, I finished watching Stranger Things like Sunday just.
Well, we're going to talk on that in a minute,
and I've pretty much forgotten everything that happened.
Right. Okay. Well, we're going to try and talk about it, so hopefully you'll remember. But yeah, so the apart from the fact that they both share the name Steve. Obviously the character name Steve.
Whenever I hear the name Steve, I can't.
Steve.
I can't. No. I can't help but think of the Wolf of Wall Street, where they're upstairs. They're at the Malibu house,
right.
And they're having like a meeting on like a mezzanine,
yeah.
And they're all like high as fuck on Quaaludes or whatever.
Yeah, Quaaludes, yeah. Where you take them and then you don't sleep and then you get a high habit,
and it's a bit where they're discussing Steve Madden, and then you've got
Steve Madden.
And
he's got his cock in his hand as well.
That's the next bit. where he's wanking over Margot Robbie. Fuck me, she was so fit in that film. Well, she's still is fit now, obviously.
Jesus Christ.
She's an incredibly attractive woman. But whenever I hear the name Steve, or the first thing that comes to mind, Steve Madden. Steve.
That's such a great film. He went to school with him or something.
So the guy that he plays, the guy that Jonah Hill plays, I think he's like Donnie Hayes or something. I think that's a fake name.
Donnie, yeah.
That's not the name of the real life person who Jonah Hill plays. But supposedly they went to school together. Yeah. And they secure the IPO or whatever it is, the initial public offering or something like that.
But it was good.
But anyway, to your random connection between Steve Stifler from fucking American Pie and Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Yes, and it's not a real shock.
Blow my mind, baby.
Well, we're talking about anti-heroes, right? So obviously Steve Harrington was the jock.
Yeah, we were talking about anti-heroes before we started recording, yeah.
Cast as the anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
So he was the jock, he was the anti-hero, and so therefore he was supposed to be killed off because he was meant to be a dickhead and killed off. Steven Stifler was supposed to be the dickhead that wasn't supposed to be in all the films.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
the pantomime villain.
The pantomime villain, if you like, yeah. But so the problem is that they're both actors. So it's Joe Keery, I believe, that plays Steve Harrington. It is. And then obviously
I didn't know he was in a band until you told me a couple of weeks ago.
Sean William Scott, yeah, it's a good band as well. Sean William Scott plays Steven Stifler, right? And so they're both lovely guys. They're both, they get on with the directors and the people on set, and they G'd everyone up when they were around. And so it's just that they were so good at acting that they could play this absolute dickhead. Yeah, and obviously Stephen Stifler was a bit more funny, I suppose. You know,
Yeah,
it was a bit more of a bit more of a class clown.
Yeah, it was like your stereotypical like early 2000s, jock, wasn't he? I suppose to a certain degree. Like I wouldn't have said he was a bully, but he was kind of like, he was part of like the sports team, like the cross in
a bit insecure, sort of takes the piss out of everyone else, calls everyone gay, whatever, which was accepted back then. Yeah, it isn't now, obviously. But so that's the link. They're both jocks, both anti-heroes, if you like, and they were both supposed to be killed off. But because they were such fantastic people and characters, like outside of acting, so like around the set, people loved them, and they friends of everyone and stuff. Yeah. They got kept around, and it's good and the reason why it's good is because it can show you character progression. Now, I was saying to you earlier in this pod that you are not perfect. We are nuanced people. We all have flawed characters. We're all trying our best. We all have a light side and a dark side, right? So you're seeing a transition, particularly with Steve Harrington, from this jock who's a bit of a dickhead to this guy that obviously in the end, I think is it Dustin? That's one of the guys. He ends up like crying and saying, like, I don't want to lose you as well. And it's quite, remember that moment? It's like he's like a father figure because he hasn't got his dad isn't around, is it? He's just his mum. Yeah, because she's at the graduation and he does what Eddie said. He does what Eddie said he was going to do, where he flips the bird, and that was great. I really loved that bit. Yeah, that was good. And I can relate to that because obviously my dad's an absolute fucking dickhead and isn't around, so I kind of get that. And that was actually quite emotional for me. But yeah, so Steve's had this character arc, rainbow arc.
No, arc.
Rainbow arc.
Arc. We've already done this. It's a fucking arc. There's a clip out.
It is an arc. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm referencing the clip. Yeah. So, but yeah. So that's a bit of a funny thing to say, isn't it?
Well, don't test me, bitch.
I'll have to give you misogyny lessons. Bitch. Yeah. So that's my point. That's the link between those two. And also Stifler has the same thing because obviously in the reunion, his mate obviously ends up being worth quite a bit of money. I can't remember. What's his name? The other jock on.
The one that was at Oz, the one that wasn't in it for a couple of films.
Yeah. So he ends up protecting him, doesn't he? Because the doctor's like, if you hit me, I'll sue you for everything you have. And then Stifler bangs him out and goes, well, I'm not worth anything, so fuck you. Yeah. So he comes full circle. Yeah. So and that's great. And this is the thing. You've got to allow people to make mistakes. In life.
That's how you grow. That's how you learn.
But we had it a bit easier because obviously we were pre-cell phones, pre-mobile phones, so we didn't always have a camera in our face, and that's the reason why Steve-O from Jackass, for example, said they it's great for them because if they did the shit they did and all these phones were about, they'd definitely be cancelled.
Oh yeah. What did like I said? Now that it's done, what did you think of Stranger Things? Like don't get me wrong, like I didn't get into it until. I reckon the second or third season was out, and then I just kind of watched it because I know when it first came out, you and Nad watched it from when it first came out. But I didn't quite get into it until after like the first couple of seasons. I started watching it obviously from the beginning, obviously. But because I know in the last season, obviously the season that's just finished, like I knew it was happening. I knew it was going to happen because I'd seen something about it online. Yeah. But like I didn't necessarily feel that. Like I thought it was. Like it's obviously it's amazing to show inclusivity and minorities and it's obviously it's such a big platform. Yeah. But I just felt the whole thing about Will coming out. It just felt like almost like forced or shoehorned into it because I read I went online.
I've got a point on this.
I went online and was like why in Stranger Things did they make Will come out and they were like well it was to do with his character arc and I was racking my brain trying to think about it and I was like but I don't remember really any other points in the series where it's really kind of like strongly alluded that he's either gay or bisexual. I think there's
there is.
It's like one. The only scene I can remember is when they're in the car, I think in LA or wherever it is.
When he's like that crying against.
Yeah, and it looks out the window. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
And there was all the memes about like the brooms and stuff because of his haircut. And like
I didn't see those.
and like the Dumb and Dumber haircuts and stuff.
But that was like the only thing that I could think of where it kind of like tied it in.
No, there's a few.
And I appreciate he doesn't actively come out. I appreciate that. I like the way that they did it in the sense that he didn't come out and say, he explained it without saying, I'm gay or I'm bi or whatever it may be. But I just thought.
Do you want to know what my theory is?
1 second. I just thought at that particular moment in the series, like it just kind of seemed a bit like, I think they could have done it sooner. It just felt a bit forced at that particular point. We're about to go into battle against the hive mind and what have you, and Vecna. I don't know. It just felt like the play. And then another thing I don't like. Sorry, but
come on.
But then the last episode is fucking 2 hours long. Like after an hour, they've killed Vecna and all that shit, and then you've just got like an hour of them like growing up and I don't know, and like all the older ones. So like, is it John?
Yeah, but you can't see. Sorry, I'm going to interject quickly because I've got so much stuff to catch up on. You're going across so many subjects.
It just seems like an hour of just filler.
Yeah, which it was, but at the same time, you can't fucking please everyone, because what you've just said is like, and then you get the dickheads like on Game of Thrones. Oh, it's such a shit ending. Yeah, okay, fine. But then you go the other way, and you have an hour of them all growing up, and you get all this closure. Oh, it's an hour long. Why was it so long? It's like fuck off, mate. Like it was good. You got to see them all. You got all that closure and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose.
Also, going back to the original bit of your point.
There's definitely worse endings to TV shows.
Like the original bit of your point about half an hour ago was that, did you watch any 80s films growing up?
No, because I was born in the 90s.
That has absolutely nothing to do with it. So you haven't seen Back to the Future.
Not for many
You haven't
years.
seen The Goonies. What do you mean? I say, because you've seen it.
I couldn't tell you what happens. I haven't seen it for years. Like I'm talking. I reckon the last time I watched.
He started trying to get blood out of fucking stone. He can't remember. He was fucking. He can't remember yesterday. The point is, if you like 80s nostalgia,
I don't.
Whatever. I don't even know what to say to you. You fucking absolute melon. There's that. So you've got the 80s references and bits and pieces. When she looks through when she finds out that the hole is in the exact, in the last episode or the last series where she says the cave is the same shape and she holds it up to it.
Yeah. I wonder where you was going with that.
It's a reference to the Goonies. They've got the gold doubloon that they find, and obviously they hold it up and they see.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it. The only bit I know is, "Hey, you guys."
I'm going to slap you in a minute. I'm trying to this is honestly right. Well, fucking watch it and you'll get it.
No.
The point is,
shit.
It's not actually.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
It's really not.
It is.
It's really not.
Doesn't interest me
It's
at
really
all.
not. If someone does actually message in this week, tell him he's a cunt, because you don't know what you're on about, mate. But the point is, you're dragging this point out. So the point is, not you, because you're a sausage, but most people like the 80s nostalgia. Most people get the references to the film, so there's that. He obviously does like Mike a lot in earlier episodes, so you can see it. You can see how he gets jealous. Now, obviously,
I suppose
at a young age, you get jealous. Like, for example, our friend Joe, who's older than us, you don't realise that in that small amount of time, like, for example, my niece in France, she's grown up exponentially in 2 years. She's a proper full-on teenager now. A couple of years ago, she was still quite sweet. Now she's like a, full-on maniac. Okay? So, you don't realise,
I suppose.
So you've got to remember that they're gone from kids to adults. So obviously then they could fit that theme in there because they're more grown up.
And that's just
So
not
that's
in
clearly
there. And
why
that's just not in the TV show. That's in real life. Like in season 5 or whatever it is, they've gone from looking like 10-year-olds to looking 25.
Yeah, but obviously stuff got delayed, didn't it? And obviously you had COVID and bits and pieces.
CGI.
It's true. Yeah, but they did use CGI in other episodes. They used it on L, in the season before. But anyway, there's that, and obviously the fact that my theory is that Vecna is actually gay. So part of it was that he got obviously taken over by that weird stone solar system entity thing at a young age, and he was obviously going to be gay or was gay and was obviously hiding from himself a little bit as well, and that's also the link between. That's why they're so linked as well, him and Will.
I thought it was just because they were weak children.
Yeah, that's part of it. But the other one, in my mind, is the reason why he singled out Will, and Will was the first. You talk about to talk about firsts. Like being someone's first, for example. That's a bit sexualized maybe, but like that's the link as well. So
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
Vecna is a gay man, and obviously was a gay, or he was confused as a kid, and obviously he sees himself in Will. So that's the other connection.
Yeah, I suppose if you.
That's my theory.
I suppose I can see your point. I think you're clutching at straws a little bit, but I understand your sentiment. I suppose in the sense that he was the first.
I haven't given it that much thought. I'm just giving you an answer.
He was that. I understand that Will was the first person that Henry / forward / Vecna. You know, he was his first vessel, as they say in the episode.
Yeah.
And I suppose, yeah, you could argue, well, he sees himself in Will, and you know, he could see himself as a kid in Will being that weak, you know, timid, scared, easily malleable and manipulated. So yeah, I can.
Yeah.
And to be fair, there's probably a lot more wilder fan theories than what you've just said.
There will be, but I feel like mine is based on, you know, if you think about it, I know you said to me, yeah, I'm clutching at straws, which is actually quite polite for you, but like, I feel that's a pretty solid theory. Yeah. And you've just said then as well, you can kind of see what I mean.
Yeah,
so fuck their theories, because they're going to be absolutely out there, aren't they?
Yeah, I can see your understanding. No, I get that.
What did you think of like Millie Bobby Bon Jovi or whatever her fucking name is? When her lip fillers and sort of strutting around like she's on the catwalk. Strong female role, or
well, now that she's. Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video of her? She's eating carrots, and
no, is that an insult?
No. So she's eating carrots. So she's in like, I don't know if it's like a promo or something. And she's got like a normal carrot which has been peeled and what have you, and then she's got like a proper carrot with the stem at the end, and she's kind of like doing this, and you know, and she goes, I like this, but I love this. The dirtier, the better, and it just, and she looks so much like fucking Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. It's so funny. It's like, I've seen it about 5 or 6 times now, and it's like one of the funniest videos. And she does, like, she turns at the camera, and she's and she's like munching on this carrot, and she goes, the dirtier the better, and like and it kind of, and it then transitions to Wallace.
You're right, lad.
Yeah, and it's just like, fuck me, like, if that's not like AI, like the fucking. It's just uncanny how much they look like each other, but that's good. But she's got like she's got her own like range of like, I think like cosmetics. She's got her own,
that happened way too young.
She's got like her own underwear brand now.
Again, that happened too young in my opinion. She's not even that old. I think she's 21.
No, I think she's older than that now.
No, she's really not.
Is she not? I thought she was like not much older.
A lot of this stuff happened when she was 15, like the makeup and the underwear brands. I think the underwear stuff is a bit newer, because I know there was a thing, because I think she mentioned it probably a few years ago, a couple of years ago now. Because I think she's somewhere between probably like 21 and 23%. But I remember, women can grow up faster now because the way they do their makeup, obviously, and this is another controversy that we won't get into, but yeah, I mean, the way they can do their makeup, they can make themselves look older, you know. And also, if you're not short, if you're I don't know how tall she is, say she's 5'9", for example, which is quite tall for a woman, you know, and you know, she does have a figure. You know, to keep it light. Yeah. So,
well, she's 21. You know, she's.
Yeah, no, but even a couple of years ago.
I remember there was things where people, like when she was like 17 or she just turned 18, it was a bit creepy. Because obviously, because the trouble, isn't it? Like being in that world, like it's. Like you know, like if you're an actor or an actress, you know, from like a teenager, and you're going into like, especially like those kind of roles, like Harry Potter, for example, because obviously they all started as like 10, 11, 12-year-olds.
Yeah, they're all 10, yeah.
And then, like, obviously, by the time they finished, they were like in their early 20s, and they'd all obviously like blossomed into men and women. You know, they'd got the lumps and bumps and what have you, and you know, the beards and so on and so forth. But yeah, I saw something like this is probably like season 2 or 3 maybe, and there was people like, you know, making comments about it, because obviously, but I suppose being in that, living in that world, like even if you are 17 and you're an actress, you know, you've got to have all all the makeup on, you've got to have all your hair on, you've got to look older than you are. And it's just like, and I remember seeing things like people were saying, oh, she's well fit. And there's like on like Instagram posts and they're like, she's 17, bruv.
Yeah, it's such a weird, like, but that's the thing as well, you are acting, you know, so a lot of actors who, you know, a lot of people who act as if they're in their early 20s will be in their 30s. You know, so it's usually older acting younger a lot of the time. But yeah, anyway, to sum up, I thought that the end of Stranger Things was really quite good. I think
wasn't bad.
All the closure was good. I like that. That used to happen a lot in movies back in the day. I think they close it, and again, you're not going to please everyone.
No, you can't. You can't please everyone, and I get that. And like I said, you know, there's a lot of other TV shows that have finished a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah, or abruptly. You know, it got cancelled because Halo. I mean, I watched that and I thought that was great.
I don't get me wrong. Like just to quickly talk about.
Sorry
Halo,
to drag you into another point, but
like to talk about Halo. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed it. Like there was like little bits. There was like little nuanced bits and little kind
the
of
Shield.
Yeah, like you know, there was like little fan kind of like little things for the fans.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, in the first episode where you know he gets shot. If anyone that's played Halo knows, once you get shot enough that your shield goes down to 0, you have to kind of hide and then it comes back. And there was like a little bit where he's getting shot by the Covenant and his shield goes down,
if you can sample that, you'll have to sample that.
Goes down to 0, and but when it powers it back up, it goes do 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 do, and it was just like, and like when I saw that, I thought that's so fucking cool. That is just for the fans. But the trouble with
for the geeks.
Yeah, but the trouble with the Halo series is they just took too long to get into it, and you know I appreciate
that is true.
I appreciate they wanted. I suppose it's unlike the Mandalorian, where he doesn't need to take his helmet. They built the whole story around, you know, Mandalorians don't take their helmets off. In the clan that he's from, you don't take your helmet off, and if you do, you know, you're shunned. You can't be part of our clan. You're no longer a Mandalorian. Whereas with Halo, they never. I appreciate they wanted to make John 117 more human. They wanted to make him more relatable to the but I suppose at the same time to the actual fans of the TV show, of the game, that's not what happens. You don't see John's face. You don't know what he looks like.
No.
And then I don't think it helped that they gave him a love interest, and then they just. The trouble was, it took 2 seasons for them to actually get into Halo 1. I understand they were trying to build it up, and then obviously the end of season 2 is the fall of Reach. So I understand. So people that know Halo will kind of know the background and the story.
We'll know the story.
I get that, but I really do hope that someone, because season 1's on Netflix. It's been on there for about a year or so now. Hopefully they get season 2, a bit like Lucifer, when Lucifer got cancelled on Amazon.
And they pick it up.
They picked it up on Netflix, and they made 2 more seasons, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So I hope one day someone picks it up and either starts again, but with the same actors. Because I thought the guy that played
this
John
is the thing. He's not getting any younger.
No.
And he was perfect.
Yeah.
The guy who played John, he's perfect to play Master Chief.
Yeah.
Like, he was perfect. And like the way that he's just a normal guy, like he's not particularly handsome, he's not an ugly fuck, but he's not particularly,
he was just,
just a normal guy.
He looked like someone that could perceivably be a soldier of some description.
Exactly.
100% agree. But speaking about finishing, I just wanted to finish today's episode on a listener submission. So it's your favourite segment, your favourite your favourite type of listener submission.
Right.
So it's an Ask Uncle Dave.
Okay.
And it's from a chap called Tom. So he says, so Ask Uncle Dave, when someone says it builds character, can you return the character for a refund?
What?
It's like you know when you do like something bad happens, or you having like whatever it may be, like you're in a scenario where I don't know you make a mistake, or you or I don't know, or say for example you're buying, like, so previously you've got to the age now where you're buying your own car, and you haven't got your dad there, for example. I appreciate you never had that in your case, but but like
funny cunt. Right. Carry on.
But for example, like me, eventually I'm gonna have to go and buy a car on my own. I'm not going. My dad was there with me.
Yeah.
But you buy a car, you don't listen to anyone, and you think, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy that. And you kick the tires, and it turns out it's an absolute fucking dud.
Yeah.
And you've been ripped off. It builds character. You'll learn from that. But at what point have I built so much character that I can get a fucking refund because I've not gained anything from it? Is effectively what I think Tom is trying to say.
Okay, Tom. If it's every single time you do something, then yeah, I'd imagine that you could probably get a few refunds, or maybe don't be so fucking stupid. I don't know. Like what I don't really know what to say to that.
What do you want?
Because it does build character.
Yeah.
Right. Ultimately, it does.
Yeah.
It whether you do something once or
twice, 3 times a lady.
I love you. Yeah, so it does, like, obviously, but if you do something once, you're not necessarily going to learn from it.
No.
I suppose it depends on what it is. If you get attacked by a lion and you survive, I'd imagine you probably wouldn't go near another one again. But like, if you're talking about buying cars, it's not, well, I mean, potentially it could kill you depending on how you drive it, but like, it's not necessarily going to kill you, and you will learn from it. Like you see this on all the car buying stuff, like when you look at like Johnny Smith and that, and they've learned all of that through, obviously they've had advice from other people, like, Clarkson and other people like that, I'd imagine, or Tiff Nadell, but they've learnt most of that themselves, and they know what to look for, and they know to look in the boot and lift this up and that up. And the only reason they know that is because they've bought 10 cars that have all been shit.
Yeah.
So it does build character.
Yeah.
And that's a cliche of a saying, but it does. If you do something, you will learn from it.
Yeah, I suppose to add to your point as well, if you're building so much character out of stupid mistakes and just being a fucking idiot, you don't deserve a refund.
Maybe rein it in a bit, yeah.
It's your own fucking
Get
fault.
educated.
But like I said, I thought we'd finish on that one.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's nice to get the listener submissions. But thank you for listening. We've been the Nobodies podcast, and we will see you next week for the next one.
Bye.
Take care. See you soon.